Good evening to you guys in the West. Hello from the land of the East, the tropical East. Hello, everyone. Hello. And what you've heard recently is what you just heard recently is a piece by the Yoshida brothers. They are really good at making pieces, musical pieces with really old uh, Japanese instruments. And what they were playing was the Japanese guitar called the shamisen. So here it is. This is the name and title of their piece. This is their name, and that's the title of their piece. Link is right here. I'm going to be posting it there, so you could take a look at it yourself. Link is in the description, and do subscribe to them so that you'll be able to listen to more of their pieces. So, hello everyone. Hello. I will be allowing people into the stream as soon as I'm done with the reading. Now, yours truly will be talking about Christian ethics concerning the tenets of Proverbs 21, verses 9 to 10. It's pretty short, actually. I actually looked it up in Bible Hub, and it's pretty short and concise. I mean, for me at least. But I'm pretty sure there's also more to say. I keep saying pretty short. Anyway, so how are you all doing today? How are you all doing today? Hello, hello, Basement Dweller. It's like too jealous. Yeah. Well, to correct you, Basement Dweller, that guitar is called the shamisen. Hello, Christian Carpenter. It's good to see you. It's good to see you chiming in. Yes, I will. Um, I will be allowing people into the stream as soon as I'm finished with the reading. So just give me some time to open the things I copied and pasted in the things in Bible Hub, and we'll get right into it. So, yeah, and do leave your comments in the side chat. I will be reading them. And as soon as I'm done with all this, we'll proceed with open forum or discussions, or if you want to bring your piece out. So here we have Proverbs 25, verses 9 to 10. All right. Oh, I forgot to name this. This one is the ESV, not Boki Standard Bible. That is the Berean Standard Version. All right. Here we are. I don't know. I have a crazy obsession with fonts. So. All right. And Verdana, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm taking this time right now. But okay, well that settles that. All right. So, Proverbs 25, 9 to 10. So, explicitly it says, debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to one another, lest he that heareth it put thee to shame, and thine infamy turn not away. That is according to the KJV. What about the Berean, not Boki, Berean standard, Berean study, Berean study Bible? It's not supposed to be V; it's supposed to be B. All right, Berean study Bible. So it says, argue your case with your neighbor without betraying another's confidence. Ooh, I mean, they're literally saying the same thing. And discover not a secret to one another. Argue your case with your neighbor without betraying another's confidence, lest the one who hears may disgrace you, and your infamy never go away. Now, this could mean your detractors, people that hate you, people who are willing to slander you, and all that stuff. So you don't just go revealing. You don't just go revealing conversations in confidence. You will attract gossipers. That's for sure. Okay. Am I muted? I hope I'm not. Okay, I am speaking clearly. Okay, so we're going to tackle with verse 9 first. So this is verse 9. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself. So cross reference would be Matthew 18:15. It says, "If your brother sins against you, go and confront him privately." You can't get more explicit than that. If he listens to you, you have won your brother over. Proverbs 11:13. A gossip reveals a secret. Mm. So if you do the opposite of this, you're also considered a gossiper. A gossip reveals a secret, but a trustworthy person keeps a confidence. Very explicit. What about Proverbs 25:10? Lest the one who hears may disgrace you and your infamy never go away. Yeah, treasury of scripture. So debate your cause with your neighbor himself and discover not a secret to another. So with the idea of with, and whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me, a secret to another. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Ah, so this is a different version, but it's really I mean it's still the same thing. You can't just go on revealing private conversations. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Faithful. Like he really faithful, or here it's trustworthy. Trustworthiness. So you are people, you are somebody given in confidence that this. I mean, you actually live up to the idiom of whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of trope. What about chapter 20, verse 19 of Proverbs? He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Talebearer. We also call them tattletales in our childhood days, but talebearer works here too. Therefore, meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. Dave, this man Josh, he doesn't know the gospel. I mean, he's not in the spirit. He doesn't have the spirit. Why are you hanging out with him? Are you like this man, Josh? I'm cross-examining you right now. Okay, I am shit shading. Anyway, sorry, Lord. Okay, I am thick shading right now. Anyway, so let's get into the meat of this whole thing. So debate thy cause with your neighbor, and reveal not in secret. But Ellicott here is being more specific. So, as our Lord says, if your brother trespass against you, go and tell him alone. See, it's really explicit. Matthew here explicitly tells you this is ethics. This is Christian ethics right here. Or it may mean if you must go to law with one another, do not drag others into the matter by disclosing their secrets in order to help your cause. This reminds me of Proverbs 110, where sinners have to band together. This is one way of them validating what they did. It's like when they I mean, it's like they already knew that this is a compromise of ethics or etiquette. So what do? They just drag a majority of people. Kind of like what the Thessalonica Jews did in Acts 17. They don't like what they said. They hate Paul and Silas's guts. So what do? They caused an uproar. They band together. It's not. They can't. Instead of discussing like a with civility or like a normal human being, what do? They cause an uproar. Proverbs 110, folks. Proverbs 110 verses 10 to Proverbs 1 verses 10 to 14 and onwards. They band together. So, yes, you got a problem with me? Speak to me. Don't make up a YouTube video. Actually ask for a email address that I can use to communicate with you so that you and I could settle our differences. And I don't know, just keep it that way. And let me get one thing straight. Whenever you do stuff like that, just revealing private conversations, then you're very much a gossiper. Now, if there's any of you who can't who would like, it's this part where somebody just throws in a standard that you are to live by, but yet that same standard comes from that same filthy, rancid mouth who actually did reveal things in confidence, given to him in confidence. Well, why shouldn't I do it then? Why shouldn't the man you gave in confidence shouldn't do it then? Right? Fair is fair, right? But no, this is to mitigate. This is to mitigate a scene or scandals. You don't drag people along. So what's the deal with having others band with you, and anyone who disagrees with you is immediately equivalent to that of being that same person you have a problem with, right? Like, these are the kinds of people who do the opposite of this, who have people they hate living in their heads rent free, and then they become the people that they hate. Barnes notes, an anticipation of the highest standard of ethical refinement, but with a difference. Here, the motive is prudential, the risk of shame, the fear of the irretrievable infamy of the betrayer of secrets. Ah, sellouts. Sellouts. In the teaching of Christ, the precept rests upon the divine authority and the perfect example. Yeah, Christ didn't cause uproars and everything. He went in there and told you straight at your face, "Hey, dude, what you're doing is wrong. Just don't do that. Just don't." I mean, we can have a long discussion about that, but first you have to stop what it is you're doing, right? What about Jamie Fossey Brown? Okay, secret. So, okay, then what do you mean by a secret, Smokey? Well, that is of your opponent for his disadvantage. Wow. It's kind of like an ad hom fallacy, but you have a band of people that sit with you, that go with you. It's like you're trying to win with a mob mentality. Now, that can be the case, but you don't do that directly. You don't involve yourself in that directly. I mean, it could be that if a mob were to agree with you, then that could be the result of what you're saying is true or what you're saying was refreshing. However, if you indeed intend to bring people along, like what the Thessalonican Jews did in Acts 17, then that being said, you're just a tattletailing, scallywagging. You're just a tattletaling scallywag. Well, I need to work at my banter, but anyway, if you do this, you're a tattletaling scallywag, dragging people along for your gossiping shenanigans, telling that you should hate this person too, you should hate that person. Hey, you know what? He revealed to me this. Don't hang out with him. Like, dude, the only thing that you're showing people is that you're untrustworthy. You're a sellout. You can't keep your mouth shut, and you have no ethics. Or, let me say this, which is one thing I'm willing to say to a specific someone: you have no etiquette for personal boundaries at all. That is of your opponent for his disadvantage, and so you be disgraced. Labot ko. Unsay labot na ko ani. Like, what do I got to do with this? Right? Not having discussed your difficulties with them. Yeah. There's a thing called Gmail, my friend. Gmail. For goodness sakes. Anyway, Matthew Poole's commentary. Oh, this is Smokey's favorite. Debate thy cause with your neighbor himself. If thou hast any quarrel with him, first try to compose it by private discourse with him. Wow. All of these commentaries are at agreement with each other. It's just beautiful. Okay, what about Matthew? Let's see what these babies over here have to say. Matthew 5:25. I'm going to open a small Bible app just a little bit. Hang on. Just need to open that up. I got to prepare, dude. All right. So, not this one. It's another one. There you go. I'm just going to do a small trajectory here. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see now. Proverbs. No, that was Matthew. Hang on, guys. Just opening it up. Matthew 5:25. Okay. Matthew 5:25. So we're looking at this verse right now. Matthew 5:25. I'm reading from the KJV. If you got your Bibles with you, you can read along. Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So this is more of a brother to brother thing, right? If you have a problem with somebody, first speak to them. Ask him, why are you doing this? Again, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. What about Luke? What does Luke have to say? Oh, wait. One more thing. Matthew 8:18-15. We already read that, but let's just refresh our memory on what it says. Moreover, oh no, we haven't read this one yet. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against you, go and tell him. Yeah, actually, we read this before already. Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. See? Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. You can't get more explicit than that. What about Luke 12:58? When thou goest with thine adversary to the magistrate, as thou art in the way, give diligence that thou mayest be delivered from him, lest he hale thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and the officer cast thee into prison. Okay. Luke and Matthew are saying the same thing. That's the same story. You got a problem with me? Talk to me first. Don't go being a tattletale. Anyway, so then we have discover not a secret. Any secret, any. If you are a man of integrity and ethics or etiquette, discover not any secret. Let not heat of contention provoke thee to divulge any of his secret counsels committed to your trust, thy trust, or to reproach him with any of his secret faults, as is usual in lawsuits and other content. Yes, even lawyers and attorneys maintain a client lawyer relationship, or what they know, they don't just spread it off like they would share crap in Facebook. No, it's not that simple. You're a lawyer or you're an attorney, you're given something in confidence, you knew something in confidence, you don't just spew it out. In the same manner with me when I was working in the government for about 4 months because I was just under contract. Whatever happens in the office stays in the office. We disclose nothing. What I scan, what I sent is my business and my department's business alone. Why do other people need to know? Why does it have to be disclosed if I am to disclose it to the public? Or the secret, any secret difference between you and him. which therefore is fittest to be ended secretly between you. You got beef with me. The only person the only people that would know is me and you, and not to be imparted to any other. To be ended secretly between you and not to be imparted to any other. It's that explicit. What about Mr. Gill? Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, right? Between you and him alone, lay the matter before him and hear what he says to say for him and hear what he has to say for himself, by which you will better judge of the nature of the cause. Try to compromise things and make up the difference between you, which is much better than to commence a lawsuit. At least such a step should be taken first. Now we read Matthew 5:25 already. And Luke 12:58 says the same thing. And discover not a secret to another. Very explicit. If the thing in controversy is a secret, do not acquaint another person with it. Keep it among yourselves. If the affair can be made up without bringing it into a court of judicature, besides by communicating it to others, you may have bad counsel given and be led to take indirect methods. No, hang on. Keep it among yourselves if the affair can be made up without bringing it into a court of judicature. Besides, by communicating it to others, this is otherwise also. Otherwise, by communicating it to others, you may have bad counsel given and be led to take indirect methods, or the secret of another, or another secret do not discover. If you know anything scandalous and reproachful of your neighbor and his family, you are contending with, which does not concern the cause in hand, do not divulge it, as persons from a spirit of revenge are apt to do. Ooh. Ah. Mr. Gill. Hmm. You have a motive if you were to disclose this anywhere. Just leave it sitting in the public forum or in the public feed. Huh. When they are quarreling or litigating a point with each other. The best way to mitigate the situation is to have it between yourselves, not have it to bring it to. You know what? Even lawsuits get recorded by the media. So now there will be talking in the left, talking in the right, in all directions, because you couldn't keep your filthy, rancid gossiping mouth shut. And here you are. Look at you. This would not be escalated if you kept your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed. I've been saying this for the past few weeks. Sorry, I had my tea there. All right. What are these items over here? Secretum alterius Paginus montanos arcanum alterius Tigurian version. Junius and Tremelius Pescator, Mercedos, Michaelis, Schultens, So, Cocheos, Gejeros. So, Secretum Alterius, Arcanum Aliunum. I don't know what these are. These are Latin, but I don't read these. I'm gonna have well-renowned biblical scholars help me with this one. Oh yeah, we got Dr. Falk and Dr. Kennedy for that. So okay. I should be able to get them in my show sometime. All right. Exegeticals, pulpit commentary. You don't want exposition? Okay. If you're not in agreement with the exposition, then let's go to the exegetical. What does the original language have to say? So, Ooh, Cactushead Lounge has an. Oh, okay. All right. Cactushead Lounge has new music. All right. So, pulpit commentary, verses 9 and 10. Oh, it tackles them both already. So, a tetrastitch without parallelism, connected with the preceding maxim. Verse 9: Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself. If you have any quarrel with a neighbor or are drawn into a controversy with him, deal with him privately in a friendly manner. Yeah, you may not like him, but to mitigate the hostility, you have to be a bit docile. You have to be docile. Okay. And discover not a secret to another, rather the secret of another. Do not bring in a third. See? Do not bring in a third party. Sounds familiar, eh? Or make use of anything entrusted to you by another person, or of which you have become privately informed in order to support your cause. Hmm. Sounds like a mob mentality to me. Acts 17, Thessalonican Jews. I'm talking about those Jews over there. Okay. The Jews in Acts 17, not Jews in general. Okay. Let's see. Go not forth hastily to strife. Yes, the theme of these two verses is strife. Unnecessary struggling, unnecessary squalls, just unnecessary. Okay, so I'm going to leave this off because there's a lot of, but I'm going to read some of it here. Uh, whether Mm. As little may it be said whether in go not forth, a going out to the gate, court of justice, or to the place where he is to be met, who is to be called to account, is to be thought of in no respect as to sense metaphorical. Let not yourself transgress the bounds of moderation. See? There you go. Netelais pas importer. The use of okay, hang on. Because we're getting into the lexic we're getting into the usage here. But to do something for, to commit something bad is improbable. Also, in the case that we should expect the words to be, thus, right then, let's just go down. Mobilitate viget, mobilitate viget verisque acquirit iuendo, iundo. In fact, every other can sooner rehabilitate himself in the public estimation that he who is regarded as a prattler, who can keep no. Yes, another fancy term. You guys are a bunch of prattlers, or as one so devoid of character, opposite to the title of the stream, that he makes public what he ought to keep silent. Hmm. If he can make any use of it in his own interest, so you have a motive to do these things. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be. I mean, if you're gonna say, "I'm just doing this for good," and then like, well, bro, bro, who asked you to play vigilante, right? In regard to such an one, the works are continually applicable, and translated it with the addition of a long appendix. They quarrel, and hostilities will not cease, but will not be to thee like death. Kindness and friendship deliver. Let these preserve thee, that thou mayest not become one meriting reproaches. But guard your ways. This is character, folks. That's character. That's etiquette. And in this case, etiquette for personal boundaries. Right? So, what about verse 10? What is verse 10? Verse 10 here is, lest he that heareth it put you to shame, that is a gossiper or quote unquote prattler, and thine infamy turn not away. Everybody knows who you are, everybody knows what you do now. Or let's say this whole squall between you and one person, everyone's going to be talking about it. And people have different criteria of judgment. I mean, that's inevitable. That's inescapable. They would either frame you innocent or guilty, a man of good character, or just just plain out evil. Depends on how they come into that epistemology. But anyway, let's go. Oh yeah, goes back to Proverbs verse 9, 25 verse 9. Argue your case with your neighbor without betraying another's confidence. Verse 11. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. Treasury of scripture. Psalms 119:39. Turn away my reproach which I fear, for your judgments are good. Yeah. So David over here had his detractors falsely witnessing, twisting his words, especially that of which have been given to him in confidence, or he spoke in confidence. He trusted the wrong people. So there was prattling, there was gossiping. Anything that, you know, anything that kindled the fire of anyone who hated David's guts to go out and turn against him. Co-conspiring, mutiny, and all that stuff. All because what? Can't keep your mouth shut. All right. Commentary, expository. Lest he that heareth it put you to shame. Lest he cry, shame upon you for your treachery and thy infamy. Be not forgotten. Yes, he will call you out for your treachery. Judas, you have betrayed me with a kiss. Yeah, Judas told exactly where Jesus and the other disciples were. Treachery, sellouts, traitors. Sin is not singular, folks. Will always be in the plural. Barnes notes in the Bible. An anticipation of the higher standard of this has been repeated already, but take note of this word: ethical refinement. Secret, same thing. Put thee to shame. This is again Smokey's favorite. Matthew Pool's commentary. Put thee to shame. Reproach you for your gross violation of the laws of prudence and justice and charity and friendship therein. Yes, you will be called out for betraying trust, your own trust between you and that person you were speaking with. Just kind of a small interjectory here. I need a break. Just looking through the comments, and it's just one guy. But that's okay. I hope you're getting something out of this one. Or is that just me? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's not. It's not. I have closed my browser. All right. Okay, so where were we next? Okay. And thine infamy turn not away, and that disgrace which thou didst design against another fall, and be fastened upon yourself. See, even the mechanism of your treachery will be not just be considered, and I mean highly regarded with recognition. It will also be a means to be used against you. And other than that, that won't escape you. That'll be forever be regarded. In the same manner, when I was reading in Judges 19, where the Levite sojourner butchered the concubine and severed her members and cast it all over the coast. Little did he know is that even for me at my time, I'm reading what he has done in Judges 19. Nothing what he did was not hidden. There were eyes everywhere. What about Gil's exposition? Lest he that heareth put thee to shame, or reproach thee with treachery and deceit. either the person of whom it is told or the person to whom it is told, who may make you ashamed, either by fixing the odious character of a defamer, a whisperer, and backbiter on thee, or by making a retaliation, and in his turn make known some secret things concerning yourself. See, if the enemy is in sight, so are you, which before were not known and now published will be to your disgrace. You've done this to yourself, and thine infamy turn not away. It shall stick so close to you that thou shalt never get cleared off as long as you live, or ever retrieve your credit. The brand of infamy shall ever be upon you. Yes, you're in the eyes of everybody. You can't sit there and pretend that you did nothing wrong. You can't lie. You can't fabricate. You can't mitigate it by sugarcoating this is what you did. You did what you did. There's no turn. There's no turning around from that. You can attempt to deceive. You can attempt to be a fraud, but know that your sin will find you out. And once that's found out, they'll remember that. It can only be forgiven, not forgotten. It can only be they can only be water under the bridge, but have no possibility of being recalled. That's just the reality, folks. For as long as you live, you'll remember, people will remember. Anyway, Geneva Study Bible. Let he that heareth it put to shame, and thy infamy turn not away. Lest while you think by this means to have an end of the matter, if it put you to further trouble. Okay, that's it. That's it. Don't be a tattletale, folks. Don't be a backbiter. Don't be revealing. Don't be a quote unquote cunt reveals that just reveals what's this reveals conversations given to you in confidence uh, to the public. You can't just you can't just go about and just tell people this and that. I mean, anybody with a motive to tell you or to go out and then just gossip. According to Mr. Gill, these are people who are looking to retaliate. They're in a quest for revenge. But that's just one of the things that are on their heart. So that would be a thing. All right, so I'm gonna put on the link now for anyone who wants to share or give their take on the subject. Link is in the description. I'm in the side chat. Come in if you like. I'm gonna give it like just 5 minutes or so. If no one else is gonna come in, then I might just proceed to elevator hour. And besides, Cactus Lounge has a new tune that he wants to play. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now while I wait. At least. But don't worry, guys. As always, a replay will be available for you to check it out or something. Okay. So, Cactushead Lounge. Yeah. Open Road Instrumental. Ah! So, this is the new tune. Everybody, welcome to the elevator hour. Everybody, welcome to the elevator hour with yours truly, Bookie Cat. We'll be listening to Cactushead Lounge for his amazing pieces. I hope you enjoy his new tune, Open Road. Oh wait, I have to share that too. Hang on, I just played it. Yeah, I'm a spurty little guy. All right. Mm, 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 mm. Da, 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 da.
This one. I know, so ba, below?
Hello, Praise.
What's up, Bogey? What's going on, man?
I'm good. Just got done reading some Proverbs 25, 9, 10.
What'd you think of it?
Well, it just basically talks about, like when you have a problem with somebody, or if there's like a controversial topic between just you and one person, or let's say if you have beef between you and somebody else, then the only audience you're going to get is just between you and that person. So yeah, like get I mean just spewing out secrets given to you in confidence and all that stuff. I mean, you could, but that would not mitigate the situation. It would not mitigate the strife. So if the scandal could only be limited between you and yourself, you and your detractor, especially no one being dragged along with it, then that's mercy right there, because at least nobody has to be dragged along. That means
Right.
the scandal and the defamity would only be between you and one person. Not everybody knows the squall between you and that guy. So basically, if you want to reduce the public humility or the public defamity, especially if it's persons who do not know how you and that person's predicament came about, then yeah, it's best to just keep it amongst yourselves.
Well, that's interesting. What is this again?
Proverbs 25 verses 9 to 10.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, dude. I mean, that's in biblehub.com, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
the expository commentary is already enough, but pulpit commentary and KD commentary in the exegetical part of it. Yeah, it's pretty exhaustive too in detail. It really gets into what Christian ethics or Christian etiquette when it comes to conversations is there. It's well
Yeah,
detailed, well exhaustive. That's how it is.
very good, very good.
Mhm.
I was just coming to see how you are, just checking in and what's up, and yeah, just basically, yeah.
That's all right. How you been doing, Praise?
Doing all right, hanging in there. I can't complain. Um, just chilling.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I was about to get ready to hit the gym, but you came. I mean, my gym class doesn't start until 3 o'clock. I was just gonna put everything in the bag, but I mean, I have a lot of time. Although I do need to get to some reading, but as long as it's still elevator hour, I'm still gonna chill out for a bit.
Cool, cool.
Cool.
Um, we were talking about the telos of love like a couple of days ago. I forget where it was. I heard you talking about it, and there was somewhere we were talking. I forget, man, but um, it's what I wanted to bring up is Christian virtue ethics. That is I think the ethical model that's the most sound. It's the most natural and common sense view, and it really does express the telos of love. There, it's a virtue ethics. So that's something you might want to look into.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a copy of that, or if you have that on screen, you could share it.
Yeah, I have a good PowerPoint, but I can't. Yeah, I'm on my phone right now. I was just wanting to bring that up to you. That's something. It's a whole area in philosophy. It's a whole category in meta ethics. It's called Christian virtue ethics, and you might like researching some of that stuff.
Christian virtue ethics. Okay, I'll just put that down on my phone. But hey, you know what? Speaking of Christian virtue ethics, the Proverbs 25:9-10 really fulfills that
Yeah,
because it is loving to mitigate defamity, or let's say to mitigate rebuke and reproach, because it is within that spectrum between just two persons. There's not a third party involved. So there you have it. That's love right there, mitigating judgment, mitigating the stacking of punishment and all
yes.
that stuff. hmm Yeah, that's one good example of it. There is love and wisdom too. So, yeah, there's that. There's that.
You know, like I miss Shiboki. I thought you were a really good fellowship. I enjoyed your commentary on things. Maybe sometime we all could meet up. But then again, there's probably contention and stuff. It's unfortunate.
Well, it's safe space here as of the meantime, and you're actually here at the right time. So, you know, praise. I don't want to argue anymore. It's
I don't
just that
either.
yeah, like if you want to be there, then be there. If you want to be here, then be here. But nobody has to be defamed because they choose one over the other.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I don't know what I can't really be conclusive on what's really going on with this whole contention and stuff, but I'm just gonna keep my mouth closed about it and
Yeah,
just do what I do here.
that's a very wise thing to do. I mean, Proverbs all over the place says that if you open your mouth, it brings problems, and I think maybe I'm even guilty of that,
Well,
unfortunately. And yeah,
well, me too. Me too. I could have just left it alone too, but I just had to be. I had to just go out there and be a smartass. I mean, I thought because it was escalating, I thought I wasn't. I was gonna put myself in a place where I'm just going to express my individuality and my own opinion, but it came off as if I was solely a detractor because I'm not
yeah,
involved with that situation. Like I'm in the
no,
Philippines. Like I don't like I'm really far, so I don't know how I am such an involved or either an injured party. I just have an
right.
opinion. or I just have a stance I want to take. If you don't like it, then disregard me. And it's really funny that people. I mean, yeah, you had yours. You called me a sucker in your video. I'm not asking you to delete that because I don't want to be abusive like
Yeah,
that.
I'll delete that was
No,
a,
no
it
praise.
was
Praise is
really
all
for
right.
jokes. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it's all right. Praise, like whether or not you delete it, it's gonna be remembered anyway. But I don't. I want to look past that.
What was I
Let's
know? What was
just.
it again? I'm sorry, because like I make so many videos now, like like comedy videos. What was it that you were talking about again? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, just like I said earlier in the video, if you have a problem with me, or if you have
Oh,
a controversial topic with me, then let's take it up in
sure.
Gmail. Why do we have to disclose it
We can
publicly?
even have a stream, dude. We both can just talk, like, and like we're like I don't. I'm so sick of the contention, man. Like I think if maybe I'm just saying it doesn't have to be tonight, tomorrow, the next day, but sometime I'd like to like set up something where like both of us could just like let's say like just relax and just chill and talk and maybe
You mean
just
like
iron
this?
some like this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, but with all this contention, I don't think I'm very much welcome there. I mean, I know you want me there, but I think it's better off that I set up the stream and you can
Oh,
chime
dude,
in.
like, yeah. So everyone's in contention with everyone else. Like, it's not as like distinct as you think. It's not like Team Smoky versus Team Non-Smoky anymore. It's like Team Bruce against Team um, Graham Gould, and it's like Team. There's so many quarrels and contentions. Everyone is like going against each other. Like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, stream sniping or reviewing is not what I would do. I mean, if I mean, unless if there was something like Christian court of public opinion or whatever, or you set up a stream, or I don't know, not set up a stream, more like if it is a need to be disclosed publicly, then we ought to think twice, thrice, or quadruple that about it. Like if we're gonna call somebody out and make it public, then let's try not to destroy the person himself, but actually attack the argument. Smearing the
Good
guy
point.
is not going
That's
to
a good
be.
point. Yeah.
Yes, smearing that person is not going to do anything. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had my fair share of calling people slags and whatnot. But there comes a time where, hey, if you're gonna act like a slag, then why shouldn't I call you a slag? And I don't. And yeah,
That's
smearing,
fair.
but
That's fair.
yeah, yeah, there's smearing and all that stuff. But what good is it gonna do for me and you if I don't call that out? Like if I just sugarcoat you, validate you all the time and say, "Oh, that's okay. That's okay." No, that's okay is definitely what the devil would say. You just that's how he burrows your way into that's how he burrows your way into your head, dude. He's pretty docile because he doesn't want resistance from you. That's why he's pretty docile. That's why he's pretty nice. That's how he fooled Eve because
I
he was
know.
docile.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. You
yeah.
know, like I didn't tell him. I'm not gonna. This is something that I don't care. I'm gonna just gonna say it that I love Smokey. I did. I think I still do. Um, I know him intimately, where he like behind the scenes. He's a very nice and kind person. It's unfortunately the stereotype has gotten out there because no one knows what like you know him personally too. Like he's a very nice, kind person, gentle, but he has to put up this defense, when people because everyone knows what he did, and like he is not so kind to other people as he is to his inner circle of people. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I no praise. I already admitted that the guy can be an abrasive cunt, but other than that, I mean that doesn't. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sell him out or anything. Like
No.
yeah, I mean I don't know him personally. Like I don't know him in a way where if he's gonna hang out somewhere else, I'd be the first guy he'd call. No, I'm not like that. I'm basically just another box in a stream. And I mean, it's just a cherry on top if I do get that kind
Yeah.
of relationship with him. Like I actually am, conversing with him and all that stuff. That's okay. But it's not like we're like personal bros or anything. Like I don't even know what he does behind the scenes. I
No,
don't
I
even
know.
know.
What I'm saying is he's kind of a casualty of the nature of online. Like it's sort of like a Wild Wild West, or it's you can just say, like, even in fighting terms, like the Japanese, like the what do you call those guys that would have the swords, and they would. It's kind of like that,
Yeah,
These
it's pretty
samurais, just like the
archaic.
samurais, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty archaic in YouTube. But hey, YouTube is not the real world, folks. Well, that depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean,
unfortunate people didn't get to know the intimate side of Smokey, and like it's just the way things panned out. It was just not. It was unfortunate, man. And I, yeah,
yeah. Well then, well, I don't know for how long, but I hope you guys are just past that already. Like, I don't look. I don't know what happened. I can't confirm it myself. I do have my well thought out analogies, but if you don't like it, just piss off down the road. I
right,
mean, I didn't make videos going after somebody. I didn't make videos going after.
right, right.
I didn't do any of that stuff. Nobody.
I'm
It's
with
only
you on that one.
I'm sorry, not you. It's only I didn't. I'm sorry. Let me retract that. It's only those of the quote unquote ass cult making videos about people. So yeah, I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm just here reading
No, no,
scripture.
you're sort of like a victim in this too, like the collateral damage that's been done. Like you're part of, you just become part of it because they supposedly think you're like an anti-smoky, or I'm sorry, you're like a smoky cultist or something, and you're not. Like, I see you have your own thoughts and arguments, and it's you get mischaracterized. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, praise. It's been weeks already. I might as well just forget about that. I mean, if
Right,
they're going to be
right.
preaching the whole mark and avoid crap, then I've been doing that ever since. I didn't like, I wasn't going into videos. I wasn't stream sniping. I did had my time to share my thoughts in the platform, but it amounts to nothing because you're still gonna do it, and I'm just a casualty, so I'm just collateral damage. But then again, it was under my own volition that I decided to challenge these folks because I didn't think that they were this psychopathic in a way. But might as well learn from this strife.
I actually
And
agree with what WTT said. I actually agree with that. He was not the source of contention. He was the target of contention. That's true. Yeah.
yeah, well, thing is, praise. Once I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, but anybody willing to bring up somebody's past and use it against somebody has a motive. I don't know what that is, but according to the commentary I've read, it's it's somebody with the spirit of retaliation under the
Oh yeah.
spectrum of
Oh
revenge.
yeah.
Yeah, retaliation is not necessarily bad, but if it's under the spectrum of revenge, then that's something else already.
I
Now, I don't want
agree.
Yeah, and I don't want to be mentioning names, okay? But let's just say if you can't take an L just because you weren't able to handle yourself or somebody else wasn't able to handle themselves against you in a conversation, then why would you go through such depths and heights to smear the guy or harass him? You get me? That's not fair. And I
Right.
didn't do that. I mean, I've been put in my place many times, but at least at least I knew that what good would it do me if I started tracking somebody just to smear the guy. That's not That's not how discourse works.
No, it's not. And I'm going to give credit to the people who are, let's just say, like in Smokey's community.
Mhm.
It's pretty big. We have Kenny's, he's part of it too in his group. But one thing that never happened, which I respect, is they don't devour each other. We all pretty much, we took care of each other as far as like argument, like we were in rooms, we would always be cordial, nice, respectful to each other. Like these other places, like the anti-Smoky crowd, they devour each other. Like it's it's just brutal. And at
Well,
least people in like Smokey's community, at least they remain true to each other. So I have great respect for that.
well, to be honest with you, I did make a quote unquote imprecatory prayer that the ass cult would start imploding and eating each other up, and I mean, I just wanted my prayer to be answered, but it's different. I mean, my prayer is
It is.
being it's being realized because you're still doing it until now, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna leave this alone now.
It's happening. Like there really isn't any strong unit of people. One unit's against another unit, and other units there. They're just like it's just devouring. And Smokey, like we all had a understanding. I think it was like an unwritten understanding that we all respected each other and we didn't devour each other. So I give that was a decent thing about Smokey's people at least. But
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. Let me just move. I'm just gonna move along. Just go. Whatever is ahead is ahead. So
yeah, yeah. Let's just move along, dude. I mean, unless if you were freaking Johnny Depp's lawyer, then yeah, pretty much perhaps, all right? Pretty much perhaps, right? But you know what? Like, I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, if you're gonna play this game, and I was already warned about this way before. I mean, nobody had to tell me this. But if I was gonna emulate somebody's behavior, there is no guarantee that I wouldn't be sought after. But the thing about this is, but the thing about that is, it compelled me to read more scripture and not pretend or have at least this stance where I end up having everything figured out. Like there is more to this analogously relatable scripture that God gave us because we can't know it the way he does. So that's why we continue to read. I mean, anybody can read the entire book from Genesis to Revelation and still not come with something in it. I mean, I have adopted a oh, praise is gone. Praise, you spazzed out there for a bit. I'm
can
sorry.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there we
You're
go.
off. Yeah.
My phone, dude. Like sometimes it just goes out. I have no idea why on StreamYard. I hope they make a phone app. That would just make things so much easier.
I don't even know the free plan that I've like acquired here. I was told like, hey, the end of your free plan is almost finished. Like what? So what does that mean? I can't stream anymore. I didn't even know what that was. So anyway, I'm like, okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna keep reading. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm always stuck in Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. I barely make my way to the New Testament. And if I were to read other books, I'm just still in the Old Testament. And I'm reading those short books, not those big major books like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah. It's not that I don't believe them, but it would get me across quickly, and it would give me a different perspective from those big books if I like went with the smaller and quicker books first, like the book of Joel, or let's say the book of Zephaniah, or the book of Obadiah, where it talks about betrayal and how traitors are being dealt with. There is one major book that I will get into, and that would be Judges, because it speaks of a nation where there was no one to govern them. So you could see the demonstration of debauchery and with godless and immoral people. And I did a
Yeah.
video about that in Judges 19, where when we reached the latter end, a Levite sojourner butchered his concubine and dismembered her and casted all her body parts to the coast, hoping that no one would find out because he and a housekeeper was condoning uh, the murder rape, the condoning the brutal and physical abuse and rape of the concubine,
Right.
and the concubine could testify. So what he did is that he was surprised to see the concubine make her way back into the house, and after that, sojourning, God knows where they were at that time, but after that, took a knife and dismembered her, and that was brutal. And the funny thing
Yeah.
is that he thought no one would find out. It's recorded in scripture. So, yeah, jokes on that guy. I mean,
Have you seen the parallels of that Judges 19 and Genesis 19 with the house of the two angels? There was like a sort of like a perimeter, like there's like a line where they couldn't cross or something, and it's the same thing with the concubine. You should take a look at the parallels there. It might even be sort of like a narrative. There's some type of hidden like message or riddle, or the Bible does do these type of things to like show, like, I think God puts them in their hidden riddles to show that, it is divine inspired, but it's really unique to look at the parallels.
yeah, I think I'll put that in my list too. So, Christian virtue and ethics, and parallel of Genesis 19 and Judges 19. The
Yeah,
other thing
yeah.
also is I'm going to get into, the also other major book is what I want to get into is Numbers, because it's usually these laws that the atheists would run to. Now, I'm not gonna be like defending the Bible and making atheists look stupid. No, I mean, if this is their problem and if I'm able to answer them, then yeah, there would be hope that they would turn to Christ. I mean, I used to have that attitude where I'm like, I am big brain theist and I will destroy all you stupid atheists and all that stuff. No, I'm not. That was my attitude before. That's why I'm more friendly with atheists. Unless if they demonstrate that all they're doing is just causing trouble. So yeah, might as well put them in their place.
Or if
But
they're being a contrarian, yeah. It depends
yeah,
how much, if they're just being combative. If they're combative, then yes, I'll be I'll put my theist hat on and destroy them. But if it depends how cordial they are.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, but being a contrarian is it just doesn't fall on atheists. I mean,
That's true.
contrarianism can fall on anybody, be it Christian, be it pagan, be it atheist. If they're not there, if they're just there to destroy the stream, either put them in their place, or me, when somebody came in harassing and leveraging my identity, all I did was block the guy, and boom, I don't have to worry about him anymore. So that's what I did. I mean, there is no use of contending anyway. I mean, during that time, I didn't find any use for it, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I don't know about this free plan, but I hope it's not telling me that my streaming will be limited. Like, what free plan, dude? Like, you know.
Oh yeah, there's always a condition, or the little, like, when you go into a car dealership, the little writing at the bottom. There's always something there. But
Hey, Shep, good to see you. Sorry, it's
oh
Shep.
no.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
Shep.
Shep?
Shep, the link is pinned in the side chat if you want to chime in. Maybe you want to come in here and express your thoughts on what we have read recently. I'm gonna keep. I don't know how. I mean, sometimes I wonder if it's actually pinned in the side chat, so it's kind of like like it's like if they ask before they ask me for a link, it's not pinned. And literally, I just placed a star there, but I'll just pin it as many times as I can. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I'm only just in one monitor, so there's not much to look at. But yeah, I really wanted to do the elevator hour because I really wanted people coming in and discussing. But sometimes there are just some people that I won't allow to pass for
I
the
got
sake
you.
of what happened. Yeah, for the sake of what happened. But anyway, I mean, I'm glad you came in here, praise. I mean, at least you found my at least you found
Yeah,
this.
I like the way you do. I like your little setup here. It's a good thing. If you, I have like a plan. If you're looking for StreamYards, it's not 25. It's actually $10 a month, and you can have
Mhm.
all access to all that stuff. It's pretty much it's not a bad deal, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do third world stuff. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay to be able to stream. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm I'm that kind of guy. I want free. I want free stuff. There you go. Oh no, Boki's not a Christian because he wants free stuff. Oh no. Oh no no no. There you go. Anyway, all right. Let's just look into the side chats. We have basement here. We got takeaway. Shep much more recently. Too many free options out there, Boki. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder when they it's like you put the word free on sushi, but somehow after eating it there's a cost. Like you had free sushi, sure, but you make a trip to the public restroom and you're there just trying to clear out the bad particles that was in that sushi in your intestine. So yeah, you get to eat for free, but you lose an hour of your time of the day just clearing it all out. So yeah, I don't know about the whole free shtick, all right? So like I could avail for this free thing. The key word to look for is completely free. Uh,
Basement did a hilarious video on Bruce the other day. I was laughing my head off. It was pretty good.
yeah, I don't know what happened with Bruce and what's his heads.
Um, Bruce usually hangs out with Linda, or not Linda. It's Janet. It's usually Janet, but I'm not sure the other one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bruce doesn't have too many fans.
Yeah, and Graham Gould, the guy who skips the italic words. What's I mean I'm not gonna smear anything. I just want to know what's their problem. That's it. I mean we have nothing else to talk about. So what's their problem anyway?
Well, they think Bruce doesn't like come out and say he's a Christian, like he's passive aggressive with it. He's just like, I know they're expecting some, super testimony from Bruce, and like I guess Bruce is sort of cryptic with it. And like he's said enough to me, like where he's confessed that he believes in Jesus, but he doesn't like say in the way they want it. And yeah, that's part of the problem of this community. Like they're so in like intrusive, or what's what I'm looking for. Like they try to intrude on other people. Like it just, to me, it's a turn off.
Yeah, well, I think I've heard enough already. It's becoming like that of the Puritans. You got to do it in a specific way. You got to
Exactly.
dress in a
Yeah.
specific way. You can't say the f bomb, but you can say swive. You know.
That's what Graham's like, and he's getting on me and my channel because some other guy said the F word. But I'm not no one's babysitter. Why would I need to babysit? Like we're in reality. Like Jesus isn't like tally mark. Oh, you said the F word. That one's going against you, buddy. Like it's not. That's not how our God works. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they have a misunderstanding of stuff. I don't know.
While we're at the topic of that, let me open Mark 4 for you and show you how God just disdains the church police. Just
Yeah,
just 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 absorb the the savagery of Jesus when he confronted these self-righteous, irreverent Jews in his time. So I'm just gonna simply read that and open it. I'm just gonna show you, like when you say, oh, you can't say the F bomb, but it's like saying, well, I may have slept with many women, but at least I never said the F bomb kind of shtick.
right.
This is what this chapter is all about. And hang on, let me see
Throw
if I got it.
stones at the woman.
These are the wayside, blah 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 blah. I don't think this is the one. Was it Mark 4 or was it 7? Hearken behold when so or so sparing up some 30, some 6. I don't know. I think that this is not the one. I think this is 7. I think it's Mark 7. He answered and said, Messiah prophesied. Dot, dot. Ah, yeah, this is the one. Messiah prophesied. You hypocrites. Ah, okay, here we go. It's not Mark 4, it's Mark 7. My bad. So Mark 7 here says, uh, why is it not showing here? Gosh. I mean, can you see it from your end?
It's
Don't know.
black on my end.
Oh, well, we can't
Completely
have that.
black.
Well,
Yeah.
we can't have that now, can we? So hang on. I'm gonna stop sharing it for a while and reshare it. Because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, sometimes the internet is friendly with me and sometimes it's not. Like I don't know why. Hang on, let's see. I'm just gonna take a look and see if all right, it's loading. Ah, perfect. Okay. So let's just absorb this puritanical self-righteousness here,
Ooh, let
where
me
they
hear this.
where they just disregard the weightier measures of the law, just making extracurricular laws that instead of making a Sunday a joyous thing to do, they just make it so boring because there's a lot of routine, which is also equivalent to profaning and adding into the gospel or the word. So here we have verse seven. Here we have chapter 7, and it says, "Then came together unto him the Pharisees and certain of the scribes, which came from Jerusalem. And when they saw him of his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is to say, with unwashen hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands off, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders. And when they come from the market, except they wash, they eat not. And many other things there be which they have received to hold, as the washing of cups and pots, brazen vessels, and of tables. Then the Pharisees and scribes ask him, why walk not thou disciples according no, why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashen hands? I thought you were a Jew, Jesus. I thought you were God. And here Jesus says, he answered and said unto them, well hath Esaias, I think this is Isaiah, but Esaias prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, full well ye rejected the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. For Moses said, honor your father and thy mother, and whoso curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, if a man shall say to his father or mother, it is Corban, that is to say, a gift, by whatsoever the mightiest be profited by me, he shall be free. And ye suffer him no more to do aught for his father or his mother, making the word of God of none effect. through your tradition which ye have delivered, and many such like things do ye. So it's kind of like saying, okay, you may have these traditions, you may take these, you may make this sacred, but you cursing your fathers and your mothers, well, I don't know about you, but if you do these things without me in mind, well, it's useless, very useless. So yeah, the Pharisees were hypocrites. Like we held standards for ourselves, like such as the likes of freaking F sock, or those people that say, hey, can't say the F bomb, but I could grift and shit. Just imagine the duplicity of that. Because there's also a rule for that. There's also a law for that in Proverbs, where a false measure is an abomination to the Lord. So there's that.
Great stuff. Yeah, that's spot on. It's a good highlight of the self-righteousness. That's There's something that I call Nicholas Whitmire the prig. Not a prick, but a prig.
Yeah.
It's actually a religious name. It's a religious dictionary word, and it's very pertinent to what you're talking about. You should look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at prig. I'm not going to be used I'm not going to be used to promote the grand exalted owl. I'm not going to shut up about Smokey because I'm butthurt, because I failed to tell somebody that he can't teach in the public. That was Nicholas. That
And
was
now
Nicholas.
they're having a little spat. So that one time, Nicholas and Graham and Kevin were buddies. Now they're not buddies. They're at odds with each other. I mean, it's just
Wow.
constant quarrels, man, with these people. Like, it just doesn't stop. And now Bruce is at odds with people. Like, there's just no cohesiveness, no harmony. At least you guys stick, next to each other. So I give that to you guys. I mean, you're already more, to me, reputable than those people, to be honest.
I mean, I have had my fair share with talking with Calvinists and Orthodoxes and atheists. I mean, I've been in Clubhouse. It's toxic, but for a reason. I mean, if you don't have your mental game on, then well, you're gonna be kicked to the side. And when I was looking for a conversation there, and then they attacked me with the same old smoky hate train, and then they just booted me off. I'm like, here's the thing, right? I talk about I talk about what happened between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and somebody just jumped to the smoky pedo thing, and I'm like, okay, what about it? I wanted to just talk about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Like, how did we jump from there? And it seems so stupid, but to me, it was a byproduct of hate. So I mean, I got kicked out for that by simply just talking about one thing, but I didn't want to do that, so they jumped from one topic to another. Like, I was forced to do it, so that is why I left Clubhouse for a while. But I saw one way, and I came back, and we tackled more on slavery and why it's a bad argument for atheists to use, because the slavery that you see even under the Jewish spectrum is not close to antebellum
Oh,
or chattel.
yeah, not even. Well, I would say it actually, and it's admirable because the reason why I like that system, the socioeconomic system back in those old times with the Jews, is because there was really very, very minimal there's hardly any people that were destitute, or like people that were like being prone to like the home. Like, I'll just use the word homeless, like, because I think that's the best how
Sure,
we can explain it. Like, there was people
sure.
like that they didn't allow that to happen, like, because everyone was taking care of each other because they worked, for a living and stuff. So
Yeah, Yeah, because during archaic times, you were more prone to be met with zealots. No, you were more prone to be met by by bandits or thieves, or let's say the Amalekites.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
not a city. They're not a city. They're basically an entire tribe of people just traveling from one place to another. And then yeah, you come across any of that. So you as a free man would think, hmm, I don't want to run the risk of getting, trampled or pillaged by bandits, and while I'm left to myself, there's no
Exactly.
way I could provide. So what I'm going to do is I'll find a house and see if they want to, avail for my services. I mean, I'm willing to work for food. Yeah, you know what? That it's kind of like those signs you see like in what you call that street in Los Angeles where you have a bunch of homeless people.
Oh
Anyway, and then
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Watts and all them. Yeah.
you would see tents and or let's say placards to saying we'd work for food. Yeah, the Jews would offer. I mean, the Jews, being part of the household of Jews, would offer you that kind of service. Like, hey, how would you like to have free shelter, free healthcare, and free food, but and have a decent minimum wage, as Will Kincaid puts it? But you'll have to work for me. I mean, that's a good deal. You keep the house, and
And
you'll everything.
family too. They would be provided. Also, they can get married and have children, and like they were not deprived of anything.
Yeah, they were not deprived of their human rights at all. I mean, basically, you are working for me. And here's the good part, because later on Paul emphasized this. Like, if a servant came into you, he's not just in the household; he's also part of the household. You were to accept him as family, as if he was your own.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there is that application of the telos of love there. Like you're not anywhere less than us. I mean, you are already helping us out here by cleaning our home. So you know you know what, hey, aside from paying you and like maintaining and sustaining you so you can continue to work for us, why don't you just be like part of the family? I mean, basically, if you had a kid, you'd provide him with stuff. So there you have slaves, servant, labor slash abad, where in Exodus it says that your servant or your slave is your money.
That's
So,
right. Yeah. Like,
so
did you do some research on this, Pokey? Because I'm impressed. You're like hitting on like you're really informed on all this.
yeah. Well, I come across things, and you know what? I don't know why. Like, I mean, I when I want to remember something, I don't remember it, but it comes out when we talk about something. Like
Yeah.
I can't remember it voluntarily, but when the conversation strikes, I remember it as if I didn't have to do anything. So I'm very much what you would call a human archive. I bring it out when needed, but I can't bring something out if I just want to voluntarily look back at it. That's that's my weakness.
Yeah,
So yeah.
sort of with me too. So I'm very similar.
Yeah. Well, hang on. What time is it? Well, Praise, I like to continue talking, and I appreciate you coming here and being, coming straight forward. And we actually
Likewise.
had stuff, yeah, we had stuff to talk about, but I gotta give myself a break. Like, I woke up early just to do some workouts, and now I have to prepare to get into Muay Thai class, so I really gotta take a nap. But I do appreciate you coming in here. It was nice. It was refreshing. It's good to see you. It's good to hear from you also again. Give my regards to, your sister and Sparrow. And
Absolutely.
yeah. And yeah, I mean, I will be streaming again tomorrow. I'll be going back into Psalms. And well, there's still contention, but let's just try to mitigate that by not being hostile. If we want to talk about something else, that'll be for a stream. That's not going to be happening here. We're going to be staying on topic. You guys want to do
Sounds good,
something else?
man.
Make me. All right.
Sounds
That's my
like a
lock.
plan. I appreciate you having me, Boki. It was refreshing hearing you again, and the utmost blessings and on with you and your family. And I wish the best for you. I hope there's no hard feelings, and if there is, that's I understand. But take care, man.
Well, there was. It's water under the bridge already. There was, but it's water under the bridge already. So yeah,
Cool.
take care, praise. Take
Yeah.
care.
Take care.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna close now. So all right. Well, that was Proverbs 25 verses 9 to 10. And I'm going to be shutting this off now. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll be going back into Psalms 1 and we'll be looking at verse 2. I appreciate you guys chiming in here, even in the elevator hour. Well, it wasn't very much of an hour, but thank you for chiming in here. A replay will be available soon, so if any of you missed this, you can recap this one. And I appreciate you guys subbing into my channel and liking these. I hope you guys are getting something out of it. So, yes, goodbye. Don't take your salvation for granted. This samurai has to go hit the gym and lose the fat belly. So, appreciate you guys. And I am signing off in 3, 2, 1.